Hello, Mr. Smith. Amanda, welcome to Child and Family Services.
Thank you for seeing me today, but please call me Mike.
Okay, Mike, of course. Thank you for, I appreciate you making an effort to come and see me as quickly as you did. I always like to meet the parents as quickly as possible. But first, I'd like to explain to you my role and the purpose of today's visit. So, I am the social worker for both you and your children. As an agent of Child and Family Services, my primary concern is always the welfare of your children. So I do this first closely by monitoring your children's welfare and making sure that everything is running smoothly while they're in their temporary housing. And then my second role is to work with you to help you meet your personal goals, but also the goals mandated by the state. I would like to stress that ultimately I want to see you and your children reunited. Okay. So I also want to briefly just review this authorization form, if you wouldn't mind signing it for me. It's an authorization and disclosure form. So basically, it just states that everything you and I discuss is kept confidential. However, I just want to inform you that I do have to report to the court as mandated by the courts, and I will provide some information to our service providers, but it's just the relevant information they need to know in order to provide you the services. So, do you have any questions or concerns about this form?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. So, Mike, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
Okay. I got married young. We had children young. We have two girls. Dropped out of high school. Just wasn't really focused. Didn't really stick to it. Didn't see really a point in my situation. My wife and I faced a lot of financial difficulties while we were married. Got a little in over our head, and eventually she just left us. So now we're alone.
That must have been terrifying, alone with two children. How are you managing?
Well, let's be honest, I wasn't managing. I was left with two children. I had no savings. I have no money. I don't have any family around. No after school care. I didn't have any availability to get to work. I had the time commitment. There was no ability for me to do it. I'm a guy. I'm a single dad. I tried applying for services, but I hit roadblock after roadblock. Am I the only single man trying to raise kids? I don't get it.
No, you're certainly not the only single father, but can you tell me more about the types of roadblocks that you were experiencing?
Well, all these programs are for single mothers. They're not for single fathers. Not all, but most. Eventually, I drank more. I stopped looking, stopped taking care of myself, stopped taking care of the kids. I feel like society has some general idea that a man should be strong enough to just man up and take care of my family no matter what.
I hear you sound really frustrated about the lack of programs available to you. Can you tell me of your ideal program that would be able to help you and your children?
Well, I'm looking for two things. I mean, the first is childcare. I need to
Hmm.
be able to work to be able to afford that childcare, living expenses, a home. I want to be able to trust the childcare providers and know that my children are safe. I hope the programs that will be able to reduce the burden of some of these living expenses as well. It's hard to afford all this at the same time, starting from nothing. Kids are so expensive. I tried to keep the fridge stocked, the utilities on, make sure they're wearing clothes that fit. I feel like a failure. A man should be able to provide for his family, and I just can't do it.
So, Mike, I would like to help you to find those services. That's certainly something that I can help you do. But first, I just want, if it's okay, I would like to address the fact that you've mentioned several times your personal expectations of what it means to be a man and what you believe society expects from you as being a man. This seems really important to you.
Of course it does. I'm a father. I'm a dad. I'm a man. The inability for me to provide for my family is unacceptable.
Well, we all make mistakes, have setbacks, and at times need to ask for help. You're not unique in this situation. It happens. The fact that you're here now is really means something and is important. The work that you put forth from the work that you put move here, sorry, the work that you put moving forward is what will count. I can't do this for you, but I believe that you can do this with a little bit of help, and you really have a chance to make some changes now if you want. Are you willing to work together to meet your goals?
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
Mike, can you tell me where you ideally would like to see yourself by the end of this program?
Well, I wanna live with my girls in a safe neighborhood. My youngest always talked about getting a cat. I hate cats, but for her, I guess maybe we'll get a cat.
Okay, okay. Well, let's talk about what you need to get done to leave with your children again, and possibly a cat. Okay. So, excuse me. So, according to the court, you have to complete a rehab program. Have you ever received any therapy or treatment for your alcohol use?
Yeah, I tried going to AA once,
Hmm.
but I saw someone I knew from the neighborhood there. I panicked. I was embarrassed, and I just didn't go back.
Okay. Well, I mean, the one thing to always remember about AA is that it is supposed to be anonymous. Everything is there is to be kept confidential. But it's really important that you feel safe and confident. So if you would like, I can refer you to a different program. Um, there are plenty of groups in this area. Do you have transportation?
I mean, no, I mean, I need to be able to take the
You need
bus.
to be able to take the bus. Okay. So that's not a problem. So basically, let's see what else. Take a bus. Okay. So the other thing is that I saw in your file was that you have a history of depression. Have you ever received any help for that?
No, not interested in this.
Okay. All right. So I understand it may help you to complete your rehab program and meet some of your other goals. So please just think about it and maybe we can discuss it at a later date. Okay. All right. So the court also wants to ensure that you have a source of income and safe living conditions. So where are you currently residing?
Um, as of right now, I'm in a halfway house, and it's not a place that I can live in, but it works for me right now.
Okay. Any recent work?
Few temp jobs, nothing permanent. I mean, I've only been sober for a few days.
Few days are great. You have to start somewhere. So please don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we have a class here tomorrow about it's all about job preparation and resume building. So would you be interested in attending a class like that?
I mean, I'll be here.
Okay. So the class meets every Wednesday. They do mock interviews, they do resume building. So you can come as many times as you need. They'll really, it's a great resource for finding employment. All right. So let's see. You have safe housing now. Eventually, we'll have to find some more suitable housing for you and your girls. But what I recommend is that we start with finding you a rehab program, get you situated in that, start working on your employment. And once we get those things settled, it will be much easier then to find housing that will be comfortable for you within your means, okay? So are there any other goals that you would like to set for yourself?
Well, I'm worried that once I get the house, the job, I'm clean. I mean, I'm still going to be in the same situation I was when my wife first left us. I'm nervous. All this work will be for nothing. I'm just going to return to the same situation. No childcare, no help. I don't have anyone to help.
Okay. Well, the goal is between you and me is to first to help you to get self-sufficient and to provide for yourself. And then eventually to be able to provide for yourself and your children. So I'm not going to abandon you when we get to that point. All right. So we'll so when it's time to start just discussing reuniting you with your children, we'll reevaluate your needs, and we'll help develop a plan to meet those needs. So the programs that you discussed earlier, your ideal programs, there are things that I can help match you with some of those services.
Okay.
Okay? So another thing I'd like to bring up is that you do have visitation rights with your children. Um, I really recommend that maybe you reach out to them.
Yeah, but what should I even say to them? I don't know.
Well, Mike, you're their father. You know them better than anyone. You know what they can handle and what they can understand. My recommendation is to stress how much you love them and that you're working hard to get them the apartment. It's up to you. Maybe mention the cat. But, so what do you think? What about a
Yeah,
visit?
Sounds great.
Okay, great. Excellent. So just a quick recap. I will refer you to a new group for therapy, and we'll sign you up for the job prep course. All right, you need to attend the therapy. You need and the job course. You need to bring your resume to the job prep class. What I would really like for you to do is after your first group session to get in touch with me. Let me know if it works for you. Because if you don't feel comfortable, I want to readjust that right away. Okay? So, and then lastly, I'm going to set up a place for you and your children to meet. Okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
great. Excellent. Thanks again for coming in.
Thanks.